going on, guys? I'm Reese Bowers, welcome to Built from the Bottom, and last week I bought the cheapest Yamaha R6 in the country, and I've been taking notes from Steve Will Do It. He's like my inspiration, and he always been getting like really drunk before he goes out and makes big purchases, so I think having a brew or two, we got our radiator hose right here, before we start working on this bike is a good idea. Shirt soaked. Now that we got that out of the way, what I'm going to be doing in this video is mainly going over all the mechanical stuff that needs to be done to this bike. As you saw in the other video, it wasn't completely running properly, and a lot of you guys in the comments were saying that it was running off of like 2 cylinders out of the 4, and I know that these bikes are notorious to foul the plugs, so I'm assuming that's the main thing that's going on with this bike. We have our NGK spark plugs, but before we put the new spark plugs in, I'm going to do a compression check on this bike because I'm spending all this money to make it look like a 2020. I don't want the engine to be bad and me have to wait on an engine after I got all these parts already coming. And also, I got an exhaust right here for it that came in the mail, and we're going to remove this. It already has the exhaust valve cables unhooked. So we're going to remove this, and then I think we got to cut like pin 27 on the ECU so it doesn't throw a check engine light. And also, while we're doing all this maintenance on it, I'm going to lift it up back to normal height, put a new kickstand on it. So this is why the kickstand needs to get replaced. This bike was lowered so much, so they had to make the kickstand shorter, and they just cut this one. And I also ordered a new fairing kit for this bike. I went with the blue. That's the same as this because I wanted to do the white with the matte gray, but I'd have to get a custom front wheel piece for it and change out the whole tank situation. And this tank is mint, so I'm gonna keep the tank the same on this bike and then just do the headlight, the rear tail, and then all that like 2017 to 2020. I also have the headlight assembly over here already, and the 2 parts that I need, if any of you guys watching this have it, is the front stay that holds the whole thing, and then a rear subframe if I can't make this rear subframe work. But let's get into pulling this tank off and making sure this engine is in mechanically good condition. My only concern is I see that this right here, the reservoir is completely empty, so the only thing I'd be worried about on this bike would be it might have overheated and worn the engine out. That's why I'm going to compression check it before I put these new spark plugs in. But I'm almost positive that it is only the spark plugs are fouled. So I got the air box off and the spark plugs out, and this air box looks really nice, has a brand new air filter in it. That's a good look. Pulled out the spark plugs and we got this. I have the spark plugs here, and 2 of them are used. Let's see, why is it not focusing? So 2 of them are used, they don't look too bad, and then another 2 are brand new. And then I went and compression checked it. These are dry cylinders. On my gauge, I got 70 across the board, even on all the cylinders. And I know it shouldn't be 70, it should be like, I think 165 to 180, but I don't think this gauge is right. I was just looking for consistency in the cylinders. So I'm gonna put these new spark plugs in and see if it runs good. So I got the slip-on and the spark plugs installed. We got good news and bad news. Good news is I used my neighbor's compression tester, I got like a Harbor Freight one. The gauge wasn't right. It came back 170 across the board. All the cylinders were in between 5 psi on the compression. I got this little slip on here, and I know these, when you leave the catalytic converters on and just put a little slip on pipe, it ends up sounding great. But I figured out with the spark plugs, it is the coil packs that are bad on this bike, because I'm assuming the guy before me tried to put in new spark plugs, didn't fix the problem, then he sold it. So we got 2 dead coil packs. I figured that out by starting it up and switching around the coil packs and seeing which header has a higher temperature. Right now I just have the 2 center coil packs on, and it'll still start only running on 2 cylinders, and I switch it around and each cylinder will fire if I have a better coil pack. So I need to order a whole new set of those. But here, I'll give you guys a little startup. Sounds awful. It sounds awful, but that's because it's only running on 2 out of the 4 cylinders. So I'm gonna get some new coil packs on, but in the meantime, while I'm waiting on all that, I'm gonna lift this bike back up to stock height and then go put it over here in the corner. But over here in the corner, we got something new here. Whoa, what is this? Another CBR? Woo! It's a 2007 CBR. It has 13,000 miles on it. Thing runs really good. Let's see. So since this bike isn't too banged up, I'm actually going to rebuild the whole bike in one video. All it really needs is handlebars on it, new front stay, and fairing kit. So I got all that coming in the mail. This will be coming out, I don't know when everything comes in for it. And yeah, let's get back to lifting this cheap R6 back up to stock height. I got the bike here risen up. I still have it lowered 3/4 of an inch right here, because I'm actually going to just move the bolt here on these lowering links. I don't know if you can see them down there. See how there's lowering links? So those are adjustable between 1 to 3 inches. So I'm just gonna have the back lowered 1 inch and then the front lowered 3/4 of an inch. So when I was removing these, or lowering them at least, there was no hardware in this triple tree. I still gotta pull this triple tree off and re-powder coat it because it's all sun faded. And there's bad news because I ordered a kickstand. I write a list of everything I need, and then at nighttime when I'm at the house, I order stuff. And this is the wrong kickstand. Another part here that I ordered that is not right for the bike. I thought pull it off that bracket and it'll still work, but this whole like stop thing is on the back side, and on that it's on the front side. So that's really gonna be it for right now on this bike, because I need the coil packs, and I'll adjust that rear linkage when I replace the rear swing arm. And it looks like I won't be able to get these exhaust valve cables off until I pull this swing arm off, so I guess I'll just do all that at once. But other than that, this bike, it's not looking too bad. Just need new coil packs for it. I got everything for this except for the rear subframe. I ordered the front stay bracket last night, and that should be it. Just need to switch it all over. Just had to give you guys a little update video on what's going on with this R6. We'll hopefully get out the video on this R1 on maybe Sunday, because my swing arm comes in on Friday, and I'll probably put most of it together. I'm just waiting on the air rams right now and my case cover for it. So before I end this video, I put the headlight assembly for the 2017 to 2020 R6 on this bike, and it doesn't really mock up with this stay bracket. The new stay bracket, these mirror mounts, they sit flat, and it's also wider. I just have it held in with 2 pieces here and a zip tie, but I do have the module for the headlight assembly, and I have to pin it and start playing around with the wiring harness to get these to work. And then we got the running lights on it, which go into, I think it's the simple thing up here at the top. So getting the running lights to work shouldn't be too hard, but I gotta figure out this whole headlight assembly, how to get that going. But this looks pretty cool. A lot of people in the comments says already been done. The 08 to 2016 body style turned into 2017, but show me a video of them putting the headlight and then the tail lights on it, because everybody just puts on race fairings, and I don't think anyone's done this yet. I will catch you later with the R1 build and then the CBR build, so peace out.